Welcome to the NewsHour. Two American hostages held for nearly 2 weeks by Hamas following the terror attacks of October 7th are free tonight. Judith Raanan and her daughter Natalie were released this evening after mediation by the government of Qatar. Nick Schifrin has been reporting on this since news broke, and he's here with us now. Nick, it's good to see you. So tell us, based on your reporting, how did this happen? How was their release secured?
The International Committee of the Red Cross received Raanans from Hamas and transferred them into Israel, gave them to Israeli authorities, leading to that extraordinary photo you just saw, Jeff. Now, American, Israeli, and Qatari officials I talked to today said that they are unwilling to discuss exactly what led to their release or even what happened to them in captivity, and that is because there is still intense diplomacy of the other 200 hostages who have 30 nationalities between them. Hamas promised today that they would continue to release other foreign hostages, quote, as and when security circumstances permit. Now, Hamas has threatened that it will kill the hostages unless Israel stops its bombing campaign in in Gaza. But Secretary of State Antony Blinken was asked specifically today whether Israel should pause its airstrikes in Gaza to release the hostages, and this is what he said.
It's very simple. Hostages should be released immediately and unconditionally. I'm not sure anyone in this room would take at face value or report something that ISIS had said. Same applies to Hamas. Our position is clear. Every hostage needs to be released and needs to be released now.
There are still 10 Americans, Jeff, unaccounted for, believed to be hostage in Gaza. As you said, Qatar was very instrumental in this, right in the middle of this negotiation, and its foreign ministry has released a statement this afternoon. Quote, "We will continue our dialogue with both the Israelis and Hamas, and we hope these efforts will lead to the release of all civilian hostages from every nationality with the ultimate aim of de-escalating the current crisis and restoring peace." But, Jeff, Israeli officials say they have no intention of de-escalating, of stopping their campaign in Gaza, and they will continue to launch airstrikes and this expected ground invasion in the coming days, even if, they say, even if that risks the lives of these other hostages.
Well, the Raanans we know are mother and daughter from Illinois. What more do we know about them?
Yeah, so Judith was born in Israel, Natalie in the United States, and on October 7th, they were visiting family on the border of Gaza and Israel in the kibbutz of Nahal Oz. This is one of the communities that were overrun by Hamas terrorists, and gunmen got into their home and abducted them from a safe room. Natalie is 18. You see her right there. The family released this photo of her and her dog Panda. They live outside Chicago, as you said. Now, Judith, whose Hebrew name is Yehudis, is an artist, and she's really full of life, says Rabbi Dov Hillel Klein, the executive director of the Chabad of Evanston.
Judith is just an amazing woman. And she walks into a room, she's lit up. She lights up the room. Her eyes glow. She has so much happiness and spiritual, and she's such a shining spirit. I said when they were taken that if anybody will be able to survive this, it'll be Yehudis and her daughter Natalie, because Yehudis has so much hope. And that's what the Lubavitcher Rebbe always used to say, trach good, but sein good. If you think positively, it'll be good. And I know that's who Yehudis was. And it doesn't surprise me that she's the first one out.
Rabbi Klein called her release a miracle, but also acknowledged that the two of them will need a lot of support from the community to overcome the trauma of what they've witnessed. And even President Biden said today that the U.S. government will help them recover and heal, something, Jeff, that they will definitely need after what they've been through.
Well, their release is some good news on this Friday, even as we hold out hope for the hundreds of other hostages. Nick Schifrin, thanks so much.
Thanks, Jeff.